Hey guys, the Game Geek 15 here, the stereotypical British gamer, and today I'm going to be talking about the Black Ops 2 engine, or the Infinity Ward engine that has been used in Call of Duty games since 2005. And this is because David Vonderhaar, one of the lead designers at Treyarch, has been saying his opinion on the criticism that the Infinity Ward engine gets pretty much all the time. Every time a new COD releases, the engine always gets criticism. Now, basically what he is saying is, he's saying that he doesn't see why it's getting so much hate. It's not the case of, you know, the engine is the best it can be when you first bring it out back in 2005, and also the engine doesn't stay the same for each game. It actually gets improved on each generation. So the engine that you started with in 2005 is completely different from the engine that you actually have for Black Ops 2. I can see his point there. You know, a lot of people just assume that an engine is something that just stays the same, you know, and it's just something like that works, and you either build a new one or you just stick with the one you've got. It's not, it doesn't work like that at all. You make improvements to the engine, you make performance optimizations, you change the way you render the graphics, your coding, you improve, you know, your coding behind the game to make it run smoother and things like this. So it's not always a case of, you know, it's the engine's fault. And people do jump on the bandwagon quite easily that, oh my god, it's the engine, or why don't they get a new engine, all this kind of stuff. And also, it would really be, especially how quickly Call of Duty kind of have to kick out new games, and I'm not saying this is a good thing, I'm just saying this is the way things are. They've got to kick it out quickly, so they really don't have time to build a new engine, and that's being serious. You know, it takes them the full 2 years to code a new game and get it working correctly, you know, with the current engine, let alone trying to bring in a new engine. And I know people like EA, they bring out generations of their engine, like we're on Frostbite 2 right now, and Battlefield 3 looks absolutely stunning, especially on PC. And I know Call of Duty, even on PC, doesn't even look anywhere near as good. And that's the side I kind of think is, well, a new engine, yeah, would probably make the graphics considerably better, and hopefully on the next generation they do make a jump to a new engine, because it just really would start to become unacceptable for them to use the same engine on the next generation, because you're not going to be getting the best out of the console. But for the current generation, I don't feel there's a need to bring a new engine, especially because, as I said, next generation consoles are coming soon, you know, next couple of years. So why would you invest in a new engine now when you can bring that in you know, in the new consoles? It would be time-saving, pretty much. And as he's saying, they've been, well, the whole development team have been really trying to get the best out of the engine as they do every year, and they improve the UI system, the lighting, the rendering of the graphics, and all this kind of stuff, just to make the gameplay smoother. And it does run at 60 frames per second, and his quote, it's gorgeous. I wouldn't say it was maybe quite as good as gorgeous. I have to say Black Ops 2 does look so much better than the Modern Warfare series, especially Modern Warfare 3. The difference is quite pleasing on the eyes, as I've said previously. So my personal opinion is he has a point. You know, it's not just the engine's fault. You know, everyone jumps to the bandwagon, it's the engine, and it's not as simple as that. You know, you can, as I said, you can code better, you can improve all these little things, and they do make a big difference. And also, you know, EA sound great by bringing out this new engine, but I think a problem with them is they don't spend enough time on the engine to get the best out of it. I think they unnecessarily jump to a new engine, and, you know, that makes their workload so much harder when they could really maximize the most out of one engine first and really put all their resources to good use. But there you go, it works for them. You know, it's up to the development, comes to the end of the day, what they think works best. And I can't complain, you know, Battlefield looks really good. And about this whole, it runs smoothly at 60 frames per second and all this kind of stuff, I don't 100% agree with that. I have, on many occasions, seen frame drops in Black Ops, which is Treyarch's game, so I'll judge Black Ops. MW3 wasn't so bad, I have to say, but especially Black Ops, I'd be playing zombies or something like that, and the frames would just drop, and it would cause you to lag, and you'd notice it. So maybe he's trying to say he's perfected for Black Ops 2. I can't judge it. I have played some of the multiplayer. I didn't notice anything, but, you know, playing a couple of games of multiplayer, you can't really decide on whether the frames are any good just from that. But there you go. Let me know what you think about the engine or just about this topic in general. Give me your opinion. It's nice to, have a talk with you guys and see what your opinion is as well as mine. Leave them in the comments below. I will read through every single one, reply to them, start a little discussion like a forum. I like to keep things like a forum if I can, especially when you talk about the news. It's a nice way of keeping things. So if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button, as I love your faces forever. Subscribe and leave a comment below, as I said. But for now, drink tea and game on.